Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in this episode of the Vocal About Visuals podcast, I will be reviewing Netflix's Grey Man, starring the new Ken, Ryan Gosling, Captain America himself, and America's ass, Chris Evans, potential female James Bond, or at least James Bond spin off, Anna de Armas, our very own Dhanush, and a whole bunch of others. Not just that, I'll be sharing some rank words on the unnecessary slander that this movie faced on Tamil Twitter. I think the Russo brothers envisioned this movie to be the foundation on which they could mount some really impressive action set pieces. Basically, I reckon they wanted to do new things with the stunt sequences as opposed to everything around it. Hence, what we have is a template action movie with its USP resting firmly on the action set pieces. And they are really good. And when I say template, what do I mean? I mean an unkillable secret agent, a psychotic villain, globe-trotting, an element that adds some tenderness to the hard-as-nails protagonist, a badass female element, and lots of guns and explosions. And Grey Man has all of this and executes it to an almost boring level of perfection. But just because I said boring, Grey Man slanderers should not raise their ears and think that I'm going to start piling insults at this movie. No, no. When I say boring, I mean that the level of competence that's present here is at a high tier. There is a level of refinement to the proceedings, even if the proceedings are familiar. Considering the environment is all sorted out, this film wants other factors like the charm of its actors and uniqueness of the action set pieces to help add that spice. And more than the protagonist Ryan Gosling, it is the villain Chris Evans, who, with his portrayal of the sociopathic CIA agent or consultant or something, Lloyd Hansen, that adds this spice. I really enjoyed watching Evans play the villain with aplomb, and he is the best part of the movie. In a way, watching his performance is kind of liberating. I'm talking more about his unapologetic attitude rather than his actual actions and the morality of them. Gosling's character is supposed to be this fast talking, near invincible agent, but in the movie, the Grey Man is actually forced to play the straight man because the clowning is all done by Evans. Anna de Armas is cool and takes no shit and basically sails through this role. And our man Dhanush walks in for about 2.5 minutes and makes his presence felt. When I saw Dhanush though, I did feel that maybe he was uncomfortable in an unfamiliar environment, but I'm sure he'll be far more comfy in the alleged spin off that's in the works. A lone wolf movie will surely be welcome. On the whole, Grey Man is actually a really good time, and I would have definitely watched this in the theaters had it released in them. In fact, let me put it this way: Netflix has produced other globe-trotting action movies. Six Underground starring Ryan Reynolds, Red Notice again starring Ryan Reynolds, Extraction, and now The Grey Man. And out of all these, I would put Grey Man firmly in second place after Extraction. In fact, Red Notice, as entertaining as it was, and as important as it was for the time it came out in, after all our collective COVID trauma that is, it is still not as competent a movie as Grey Man is, and Six Underground was absolutely unwatchable. I couldn't proceed beyond the 15-minute mark. So, Grey Man is absolutely fine and watchable. Go ahead and give it a shot. And whatever I've said so far ties in neatly into my addressal of the slander of Grey Man. None of the other movies that I mentioned, which were either atrocious or were only slightly better than Grey Man, didn't get trolled on Tamil Twitter to the extent that Grey Man has been. And I'm sure that the people who did the trolling already were subscribed to Netflix, so it is not like they wouldn't have seen these other films. So that brings me down to the question: why? Why this film out of all other Netflix action films, which promise us some harmless, dumb fun? Is it down to some agenda against Dhanush? You can put this down to me mildly indulging the conspiracy theorist in me, but from the way the events have occurred, I don't think I'm too far off. Every actor, your superstar to a newcomer, has good and bad films. But even in the past, when another one of Dhanush's film, Maran, which was genuinely bad, released on Hotstar, there was a glee in the tweets of the many who were ripping it apart. And now we have a perfectly decent entertainer torn apart, and the common factor is Dhanush. Maybe all of this is just coincidental. Maybe this would have happened to any other actor as well. Maybe there is no agenda. Maybe. Hmm. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast, and thank you, my dear listeners, for your time and for listening. Please give my socials a follow to be updated on when the new episodes will be out at Podcast Plural on both Twitter and Instagram. Thank you.